Hey guys, assalamu alaikum. As you can tell from my voice, I've not been doing the best. I've been a bit poorly, but today I'm going to do a get rid of me and show you how I went from that to this. Quite a drastic difference. And I'm going to start with the Last Imperfection Stretch Concealer, which was a recommendation from Poof on Instagram. This is in the shade Buttermilk, and I'm really glad that I didn't try this before. I got this like a month ago, and you guys, the way that it glides on is amazing. Definitely feel like it's done a really good job at colour correcting the darkness, which is obviously extra dark right now because I've not been well. But yeah, wow, who would have thought that the collection range would have such a beautiful, lightweight but decent coverage, perfect correcting shade. I then went ahead and used this around my mouth to disguise some discoloration. And then I've got two really rubbish spots on my face, and it just took a little tap here and there to really disguise the redness, which I absolutely love. Really pleased with that, as you can see. And then I'm going in with the ABH foundation. I think this is in the shade 310C. Oh, there you go, got the shade there. I am using this with a Morphe brush. I would have preferred to use it with a sponge, but everything kind of needs a wash right now, and this makeup here was packed away for what was supposed to be our holiday, and I've just opened it now. It's so exciting when you're being ill and then you get to see your makeup again and it's like, oh my goodness, what shall I wear, what shall I do? So I'm just going in with 1.5 layers. I put a little bit extra on the cheeks where I felt like the brush kind of ate it up a little bit, and I like the fact that this is a little bit deeper than my actual skin colour because it adds some colour back to my face. And then I'm using the e.l.f. concealer in light beige. Now this is usually a bit too light, but I wasn't sure like how it would work, but it was okay. It did the job. So I put a little bit under my eyes, as you can see, and then I have to add a generous amount onto my eyelids to disguise that discoloration. I definitely let this concealer sit a little bit. I'm going in with my eyebrows and I'm just using up this Topshop brow pencil, which honestly is not my favourite, but it is what it is. And then in that time, the concealer has got enough time to really build the coverage up. So I'm using the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush and I'm going to be blending that all out, as you can see. And the real test for me is if that trick of letting it sit works under the eyes. And whilst this concealer is more on the heavier side, I think it's done a pretty good job at actually concealing the darkness. As you can see, the before and after, or even the difference between the blended and unblended, is pretty impressive. Now I'm going in with my Rhodial Banana Powder. You guys know this is an absolute HG of mine, and I have hit some serious pannage this year, and I'm just going to lightly set under my eyes. And then I am going to be using the Huda Beauty Loose Powder in Pound Cake, and I'm just going to do a very light bake. Again, I would much rather do this with a sponge. I hate baking with a brush. It's not a good look. But I had to use what I had to hand. So yeah, just adding that pretty much mostly to under my eyes and then taking the excess around my T-zone and like, you know, the other areas of my face which get a bit oily. I'm going to use the Dior Nude Bronzer and literally just use this to add warmth to my face. I love this bronzer so much. It actually doesn't get enough recognition in my opinion. It's so nice, especially when you've been ill and you just, you know, anytime I look to my face in the mirror I was like, ugh, she looks so ill. By she, I mean me, I look so terrible. So a bit of bronzer is great. And this is a NARS palette. I got this last year on my birthday. It's beautiful. The NARS palettes are amazing, guys, honestly. I mean, you guys know NARS do amazing quality blushes. A little bit on the strong side, as you can see, but I do work to blend that in. And this particular palette is just perfect for our skin tone. Now here is my gorgeous single shadow palette. And I'm going in with Peach Smoothie from Makeup Geek. Do you guys remember when Makeup Geek was all the rage and single shadows were all the rage? I'm now going in with Creme Brulee back in the crease to add more warmth. And honestly, I'm just like, I have so many of these shadows from like, it's been a good few years now, but I mean, shadows last, right? Anyway, even if I don't, I'm going to use them unless I have a reaction because I spent a lot of money on this. Now I'm going in with Cocoa Bear from Makeup Geek. I don't even think she has Cocoa Bear anymore because I believe that was like the name of the eyeshadow that she named after her ex-husband. Which fair enough, they divorced, so she got rid of that. But yeah, this is Red Earth by ABH. I'm using this to add extra warmth. But yeah, let me know how long you guys keep a hold of your eyeshadows for. Obviously, if something looks funky, get rid of it. But if it's working, I think powders are okay. This is Golden Copper by ABH. At first it was a bit meh, so I had to go in again with a smaller brush and kind of pack it on. And then I'm using Peach Sorbet by ABH for my inner corner, which was one of my favourite shades back in the day before I became obsessed with their just regular palettes. And then I'm using Vanilla Bean by Makeup Geek, which is a little bit too light, and I should have used a smaller brush here. And then I wanted a bit more sparkle as usual, so I decided to try the Makeup Revolution version of the Stila. I believe this is like the Stila Glitter and Glow dupes. And honestly, in this case, I feel like you get what you pay for. It is not the same formula or the same consistency. So yes, it has added some sparkle, but it's nothing to write home about. And then I've got the Charlotte Tilbury dual-ended eyeliner, and I'm using the brown as a liquid liner. And at first I was going to leave it at that. But it is a really nice powder pencil, by the way. It's very soft and creamy and easy to apply. I put a tiny bit on my inner lash line as well. But then you guys know me, I cannot stick to just that. So I ended up going back in with my absolute favourite Makeup Revolution Renaissance eyeliner in the shade Black and just doing a simple little wing. And then I believe this mascara that I use is the Essence I always forget the name for this, but it's the one in the bright pink tube. And if you guys haven't got onto Essence mascaras at this point, you really need to, because you're missing out. Alright, now moving on to the lips, we are going in with the Makeup Forever lip liner in 3C. Sadly, this is discontinued. I don't know why they do that. Makeup Forever keep doing that to us, but anyway. And then I'm going in with the Ofra liquid lipstick in the shade Charmed, which is literally one of my favourite liquid lipsticks of all time. I tend to use this most days, absolutely one of my most repurchased and favourite ones. The formula is just so nice, I love it. And then I decided to add a bit of lipstick because I thought, let me just, I don't know, change it up a tiny bit. So I went in with NARS Barbara, and then I just didn't like that at all. So then I had to go in with gloss, typical me, having to use like 4 products to get the look I want. This is a high gloss by Primark. I can't exactly remember the shade, but it's very, very pretty. I'll leave it on screen if I remember it. And then I'm using my very crushed up Fenty Beauty highlighter here. I mean, it's crushed up, but I'm still going to use it, you know, because it's one of my favourites. This is a Mean Money and Hustler Baby. And that is pretty much my makeup look done. A little bit of a Morphe setting spray there for you all, and that's it, we are done. I'm feeling, alhamdulillah, much better. Thank you for your love and duas on Instagram. I hope you guys are keeping well. Keep yourself warm and cozy in this cold weather, and I will see you in my next video on Sunday. Bye.